If you tend to be an overthinker, do you realize that the reason you're overthinking in daily life, in conversation, at work, on dates, whatever, with your family, is because you actually have like a chorus of voices in your head telling you what you should and you shouldn't say. And the gag is none of the voices in the chorus are yours. And you've acquired these voices one at a time. It's like you've been playing American Idol, join my choir, for like your entire life. The people in your head telling you what you should or should not say, I always picture them as like HVAC filters over your actual thoughts on this like idea slide that goes from your brain out of your mouth, are people in your life who have given you the like, the tummy drop feeling. I'm saying this for the first time, so I'm like seeing my way through it as well. But if you've ever had like a teacher call you out in school, or maybe a parent of yours or a guardian was like, you talk too much, or an old friend with whom you've now broken up with came out with this dirty truth. It's like, well, you always think everything's about you. These things, I believe, get stored in like a very specific like fold in your brain, and they come out only when you actually need to, I don't know, speak or converse. So what do you do about this chorus? Well, I think it is helpful, genuinely, as you are participating in your daily life, to clock potentially even the individuals that gave you whatever that line is, whatever that story is. Chances are it'll probably be easier to identify the line or the story rather than the person, but oftentimes once you've done this, the person reveals themselves. Something that I had in my head is, you're too much. I have felt too much for so much of my life. It is difficult for me to pinpoint where that came from, although I know it was cemented by many folks in the chorus who have now been ousted. I just picture little people falling out of my ears. And because, and I still deal with this, because I had this belief that I was too much, an example would be, say I run into somebody on the street. I live in New York City, this is a common occurrence. I am already thinking I'm taking too much of their time up, and I'm like, how can I get out of this conversation? Not for me, but for them. I am being such a burden to them in this moment. They were probably running somewhere. They are hating this conversation. There's nothing happening. We have nothing to talk about. They need to go. They need to go. It's like what's playing in my head. You aren't worthy of this conversation right now. You are taking up this person's time. Let them go quickly. It is why I am so respectful of cutoff times or deadlines or whatever, because I'm like, I would never want someone to feel like I'm stepping on their toes or being insensitive to their needs or their time. I am too much. I'm already taking up too much of the space. I'm domineering. These are still things that play even though the chorus is gone. It's like the echoes of what they've been saying are gone. It took me years to realize how much that had permeated my consciousness, and over the last 3 years using social media, frankly,